Motherhood is a joy Kerry Karwan wasn't sure she'd ever know. She told us of all her challenging missions over 2 decades in the U.S. Coast Guard, starting her family was by far the most grueling. She struggled for 6 years to conceive and still remembers the questions that consumed her life.
I don't understand what's happening. My husband's healthy. He's had kids, but I'm healthy. Like, why are we not getting pregnant?
Fertility problems impact about 19% of women of reproductive age, but we discovered that number jumps dramatically when it comes to females who've served in the military. A staggering 57% of them say they've experienced family-building challenges, according to a 2021 study from the group Blue Star Families. Some of the causes vary, from time away from a spouse to post-traumatic stress. But there's also a lesser-known culprit that thousands of military women like Kerry believe may be to blame: exposure to toxins.
I was an engineer on a ship and we had asbestos. Obviously there's a bunch of different chemicals. In my response job, we responded to oil spills and benzene and all kinds of stuff. There's exposure there that you would have at a single point in time may not be damaging, but over the course of a career, could have a long-term and devastating effect.
Overseas, so-called burn pits posed the same kind of potentially devastating effects on others. The toxic smoke spewing from these trash fires contained everything you can imagine, says Jeremy Butler, CEO of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America.
You're talking plastic, metals, ammunition, body parts, literally anything and everything that is generated by a city is what we're talking about here.
With regards to this, in terms of
Congresswoman Julia Brownley from California has made helping veterans dealing with toxic exposure central to her work on Capitol Hill, and she's focused much of her attention on those hazardous burn pits.
It is clearly important that we recognize that this is a very dangerous duty. It's a required duty, but a very dangerous one, and we need to respond.
What is your response to those who say, well, there's just not enough evidence yet that we can know that these illnesses are directly related to the burn pits?
If you've ever been around a burn pit, logic will tell you that it has to have in some way an impact.
She has authored multiple bills seeking to expand access to reproductive health care for women veterans, most of which have not yet passed.
I think probably most women who serve in our military when they leave the military are going to want to have a family, and if their reproductive organs are not working, that's a big problem.
It's a problem Kerry and her husband Rob believe must be urgently addressed. Their story had a happy ending, but they worry for so many other women who sign up to serve. For Spotlight on America, I'm Christine Frizzau.